AARP Arizona Hispanic Connection presents Let's Talk Salud, Dinero y Amor, an interactive conversation on issues relevant to Hispanic Latinos. Do interact with us by sharing your comments. Let's begin. Good morning to everyone. This is David Parra, and our show today is Let's Talk Salud, Dinero y Amor. Let's Talk Salud, Dinero y Amor. This is our third show, actually. We launched several weeks ago, and the idea of this show is, again, to educate, to celebrate, and to connect communities. The topic today is Hispanic Latinos by DATOS numbers. Hispanic Latinos by DATOS numbers. And I capitalize DATOS because it is a special item that we are going to focus on today. Let me remind you that the goals of our show, Let's Talk Salud, Dinero y Amor, is to basically do like an X-ray of the Hispanic Latino community in the concept of the state of Latinos in health, in money, in education, in upper mobility, in political involvement, in voter engagement, in retirement preparation, estate planning, and more. So we do have this concept that we would like to come to you week after week to take X-rays of our community in an effort to kind of know ourselves and also to provide support in the form of information and sometimes money. Especially today, we are going to be announcing a special grant for small businesses. I have a guest today, and let me introduce him now. His name is Eric Mcintosh. Eric Mcintosh from the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Eric, welcome to our show. I know it's early, and I really appreciate that you are able to join us today. Thank you, and welcome.
Thank you very much. An honor to be here this early in the morning, but it's beautiful right now when it's 111 out.
Right. Well, let me ask you just a little bit. You are the Director of Business Development, for the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And you have great news today about a particular special grant for small businesses. So if anybody is joining live, please invite a friend, a family member who may be a small business owner. And this is going to be great information on this grant. So, but we'll leave that to the end so you can stay. And then sometimes a lot of people join a little bit late. So let me start, Eric, by asking you a little bit about yourself. I know that you speak Spanish, you look Latino, but you have a last name Macintosh. Can you tell us just a little bit what's behind that last name, about your experience?
Yeah, it's a unique experience of exotic, you could say at some points. But yes, my mom is from Sonora, Mexico, de Navajo. And so she was the only one from her family to leave Sonora, and she met my dad, who was born in Fort Huachuca but raised in Salinas, California, near Monterey. And his mother was from Sonora, Mexico too. But his father was from Idaho. Rupert, Idaho, to be exact, and his great-grandparents were from Scotland.
Wow, what I guess talk about mestizos, right? You have a lot of different nationalities there and ethnicities. That is awesome. How has that experience been?
Let me tell you, it's Macintosh. My parents ended up going to the Scottish Highlands, where the Macintosh clan actually comes from, and we are fortunate to be able to go to the Scottish Highland Games here in Phoenix the last 10 years, and that's how we found out that Macintosh is a clan. But I mean, growing up, it's been pretty. Uh, it's been a little different because Hermosillo is my other hometown, and
Hermosillo, huh?
Hermosillo, Sonora, and so they would el Macintosh, all these
Wow.
little
That's how
names.
they used to call you?
Yeah, and
Oh.
and so, but like, growing up, people would see my last name and they're like, okay, this definitely guy is not Latino, but
Mm,
I knew Spanish, so people would be like, oh, this guy doesn't know Spanish. He doesn't have the name.
right.
And I'd be listening to them like, yeah, I already heard what you said. So
Mm,
it's been kind of like underground. And not only is Mexican American with Scottish descent, uh, but I speak French as well. Je parle français. So I lived
mm.
in France, and so that was very uh, rewarding and exciting adventure, and it's been helped propel my career as well. So
Now I understand that you are first generation college graduate, and then
yeah,
you and your brother, I understand.
yeah, that is correct. So we're the first in the family to graduate from college. My brother graduated from Colorado School of Mines. So
Mm,
he's an engineer, civil
hmm.
engineer. And then so I graduated from GCU. I went the sports route as well. I played men's soccer at Grand Canyon University.
Wow.
And then I played in La Liga Latinoamericana and con los Mayas, Campeones. And this is back in the day. But
Mm,
yeah.
wow. Amazing experience. Thank you for sharing that. I think it's one of the themes of our platform is to celebrate Latino accomplishments, and no doubt you are living a successful career, successful life, and thank you again. Let's get to the topic first. Can you share a little bit about what is the function of a chamber of commerce? And then obviously, with AARP, we have been attending the DATOS breakfast for several years now. And also, if you can include this marvelous, wonderful research that the chamber does called DATOS, if you can kind of talk to us about those two items, if you don't mind.
Yeah, no, definitely. So the chambers of commerce, right? We focus on helping businesses grow. That's what chambers of commerce mainly do, and providing resources for each business. Each business is a little bit different, right? Some are launching. Again, some are just starting out. Some have been around for 10, 15 years and just need a visibility boost. They need to meet the right people. But here at the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, our main focus is on helping the success of Hispanic-owned businesses and
Mm,
then small businesses as well. So we have probably about 70% of our small business members are Hispanic, and then
mhm.
about another 30% are going to be non-Hispanic. And it's great to see when they come together and understand that it doesn't matter the color of your skin, the what language you speak, but if you're here to help your business grow together, we can accomplish a lot more. So it's very beautiful to see when that happens, right? There's
Right.
sometimes a language barrier, but as a smile and empathy and listening goes a long way. So that's what we try and do here at the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. We work with all ethnic groups as well. And just again, at the end of the day, provide resources, make connections to the people who you need to really expand your business, expand your market, advertising, marketing, a whole bunch of different things that we're helping out with. And because of COVID, it's changed the way a lot of businesses run.
Hmm.
And so we've moved more to a little bit more digital platform in terms of ramping up our social media awareness campaign of helping and spotlighting small businesses and getting them more presence on that part. Now, when we go to one thing as the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, we're a little bit not your normal chamber, but we do have maybe about 70 corporate partners, investors at the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce that help us provide our programming, that help us provide some of these big signature events that we do. And I know with DATOS, we have quite a few helping out with that. Now, with DATOS, it's been around 23 years, and it started Maybe about 50 people were attending, and now it's over 1,000 people on some years. And basically what we're trying to do, DATOS is the single most comprehensive compilation of secondary research regarding Arizona's Hispanic consumers.
Mm-hmm.
And it demonstrates the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce commitment to researching and distributing timely and valuable market intelligence on the economic impact of Arizona's Latinx community. Now, I know you've been to a few of our events. So it's a 10-month research investigation. And so the acknowledgement goes to a long list of very well-educated and bright people. And so there's a long list, and I know we can't go over all of them, but so thanks to them. And we can also share the latest DATOS on 2019, a link as well for the listeners to check out and see more in depth. It's about 200
so
plus
they can
pages.
Excuse me. So they can actually download the DATOS document?
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. Now, tell me a little bit before we get into the data, because in addition to data focus on business, excuse me, we're also going to focus on people. How many Latinos there are in the state, in the country, levels of education, income. But please help us understand first, before we get into the details, why is it important that numbers are known? I mean, what is the advantage of informing who for what purposes the data about Latinos?
I think the main purpose and drive and thought of why people need these statistics, those datos, is because we're a business, right? We're functioning on growing your business. That's what we're trying to do, right, here at the chamber. And so these statistical information helps corporate companies, mm-hmm. mainly, and small business, medium-sized business, but mainly the corporate companies plan their marketing agenda, their plan for the next year. So they start to see trends. And so I think this is the most valuable information for them of where they need to maybe pivot to go and strategize and attack this segment that's growing faster, or this is lacking. And it just gives them a better idea of where the numbers are going and just helps them with their marketing plan. That's kind of like the main reason why the information is so valuable here for the businesses.
Yeah. And last question. So in the aspect of DATOS informing entities, but just in its face value, why are numbers important, for example, politically?
Mm-hmm. Politically, well, there's different legislations going on that, but politically, the numbers, well, Arizona, the DATOS is the only comprehensive research in the country. So no other state is doing this, right? And right. We'd be surprised that legislation is not taking more initiative on doing their own. So we're kind of like on our own little bubble here of providing this information. And it's just more of a matter of time when people start recognizing like all that DATOS does on a national level. But in terms of that, I mean, we get our information from the census, right? From different sources nationally, right? Sometimes the U.S. Hispanic Chamber of Commerce puts out some good data as well. So,
and I have to believe that numbers are super important when it comes to representation, and so then you get an idea of who's eligible to vote, and people will begin to target groups that haven't registered to vote, etc. So data, obviously, everybody uses data. So I first of all, I applaud the chamber that I love this DATOS, report every year. Thank you for doing that. Let's get into the details, if you don't mind, Eric. You have this slide about Los Amigos partners, so I have to believe that folks can join and become members of the chamber, and this is a particular membership, I understand?
Yeah, so these are our big investors. There's about 90 Fortune 2000 companies in there in Arizona, and about 70 of them are our members, so
Mm,
sponsors. And so definitely a big thank you to all of them. And yeah, so and you'll see as the time goes, through the presentation and what we do, a lot of it is a thank you to them. And eventually, we would love to have a small business one day be a Los Amigos and try and bridge that
mm,
gap, right? We want to
right.
bridge that gap. So
So from what I can tell, just from your last sentence, so typically there is a higher membership fee, and that sometimes maybe a small business might not feel that it's for them or what have you. But you're saying that you would like to see more small businesses become what is it, Los Amigos, right? Los
yeah,
Amigos
Los
partner,
Amigos. So Los
right?
Amigos is a separate tier
Okay.
of membership. We have our general membership, right? And then we have our Los Amigos partners membership. And there's the benefits are a little bit different
Mm-hmm.
when you're a Los Amigos compared to a general member. But at the end of the day, again, we want to help everyone.
Yeah, I'm showing you this slide. Obviously, the PowerPoint, you send it to me. Is there anything you want to add to this, say about this slide, or should we move to the next?
No, so we have a partnership with Vitalis, and
Mm-hmm.
so they've created this health equity resiliency elements of a life wheel here, and these are
Mm-hmm.
the topics that are talked about in DATOS. And every year there's a little bit at the presentation of DATOS. It's a focus on maybe one category or the other. So in 2019, it was healthcare, and the next DATOS will be in October. I believe maybe the second week of October in 2020, but it's going to be on an online platform. And this year it'll be talking about educational opportunity.
And the last year, I believe, is when you introduced these elements of a healthy community. I was totally amazed with the thought that, usually when you talk about the Latino health, right, we want our community to be healthy, and we always point to health insurance. Oh yes, because they don't have health insurance, they're underinsured. That's why we have, we're not as healthy as we could be. But then when this element, I think there are 12 elements of healthy community were introduced, I said, wow. So it's more complicated than just not having insurance. There could be other elements in the community that affect the health of Latinos that definitely need to be addressed. Correct.
That is 100% correct. And it goes a long line to tradition and culture. And yeah, so we dive deep into it in Datos, right?
Right.
We want to see and dissect what's going on.
Definitely. Let's go over some facts, Eric, about the population. If you don't mind, take us through the numbers.
Yeah, so as we say, these are the four fun, fast facts that we would love everyone to take away right now. And so basically 60 million Hispanics in the US, right? 2.2 million Hispanics in Arizona. And I'm not sure if we have a slide on another part, but it's pretty interesting. There's 9 states that have 1 million Hispanos or more, and Arizona is ranked number 6.
So we're always kind of fighting for 5th place, 6th place. I think with Illinois,
Yeah.
right, for the 5th largest metropolis in the world.
Yeah,
Correct?
yeah. Illinois
sorry,
has
not the world. Not the world. The United States.
That is correct. Yeah, and
Yeah.
the Hispanics spend about 1.7 trillion in purchasing power nationwide, and then in Arizona, 47 billion.
Wow.
In consumer purchasing power.
Let me just make a quick comment about Arizona. So basically, I understand that K through 12 Hispanic Latino children are already over 50%. Is that the number you have, at least in your brain, in your mind?
That is correct. Yeah, 51% of K through 12 here in metropolitan Phoenix are Hispanic bilingual kids. That is correct.
And I understand that in general, in the state, 30+% of the population in Arizona is Latino, and I believe in Tucson it's 40%, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, well, 40% Phoenix Metro, 30% in the state of Arizona, and I believe Tucson is right around that number.
Right. Yeah. Wow. Excellent. And then we have more about the population. And obviously, by the way, anybody joining us, we have 9 people joined right now live. We want to remind people that we're still in 2020 census, right? We need to complete the form online, and if not, they'll start visiting now. But we really want to encourage everyone to participate and completing the census. What can you tell us about this slide?
Let me go back right here. Yeah, so, and one quick thing that I was going to mention about the purchasing power that really resonates with a lot of people is that the purchasing power rivals Australia and Canada's gross domestic product. So you can see that the 1.7 trillion in purchasing power of the Hispanos in the United States is more than the GDP of Australia and Canada combined. Pretty amazing. Yeah. I just want to touch base on that part because.
So help me help me understand, what does purchasing power mean? Is that the money that we owe, that we have on hand and ready to spend?
Yeah, the Hispanos, right? That's their consumer purchasing power that they're spending on, and the quote phrase that they say is that the Hispanos know how to make money, but they don't know how to save money. They're spending it all the time.
So we're spenders, not savers. I have heard Monica Villalobos, the president and CEO of the chamber, say that a few times, that we are really good at making the money, but then we also have to become better administrators of our money. Correct?
That is correct. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go to the next slide, if you would like. So this, I think this is the slide that you were talking about, the distribution of Hispanic Latinos in the country in basically what, 9 states?
Yeah, 9 states. Yeah, Arizona's right there in the middle. Number 6, right there, tied with Illinois. Who knows? We might pass them. But it's kind of interesting to see that these are that New York is up there, right? And if you're ever traveling to one of these states, you should start to kind of like be aware that you're going to have this, you might meet some Latinos that you can converse with, and a higher chance to see some more small businesses, maybe selling some a carniceria or some dulceria, that, you want some raspados, but you're in Florida or Colorado. You should probably find some.
Yeah. We have Alex Juarez join our Facebook Live, and he has a comment that I would like to show you and everybody who has joined. Alex Juarez writes, "We have the power in numbers. Now, we now have to capitalize on it by having more influence in government positions and influential boards. Education is the key to success. Voting is the vehicle to getting there." Thank you, Alex Juarez, for your comment. And we are asking anybody who is joined live to send us your comments. We're able to post them, no problem. So thank you again, Alex. So let's continue. So basically, California has the largest Hispanic Latino population, followed by Texas. And by the way, California has over 15 million, Texas 11 million, Florida 5+, New York 3, almost 4, Illinois 2,200,000, and then Arizona 2,200,000. So that's basically the breakdown, if you will, of the Hispanic population. California has the largest by far, and then Texas, right?
Yeah, it's an interesting stat. I really enjoy this one, and thank you, Alex, for commenting and going to getting more people in the working for the government. Right, the future workforce is here in Phoenix, right? The K through 12, again, 50% of it is Hispanic. So education is super key. We need to ramp up our education numbers here in Phoenix. But no, yeah, he's completely right. So, but yeah, California is pretty Hispanic dominant. So
yeah, and I don't know, I haven't seen a slide, but the breakdown, I believe that out of the 60+ million Latinos, about 38 million are of Mexican descent. So by far, the Mexican American community is the largest of the minorities within Hispanic Latinos, correct?
That is correct. Yep.
Wow.
100%.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to the next slide then. How about in education? We're taking an x-ray of Latinos. We have a lot of purchasing power, money ready to spend, and numbers are doing very, very well. How about in education, Eric?
Yeah, so I mean, what we're seeing with the states, Arizona State, right, system of education, we're ranked 46, right? So we're kind of at the bottom. However, the high school graduation rate has increased, right? So I think people and parents mainly are maybe from generations. Education might not have always been the most influenced and talked about goal. La meta de tener is like, you need to go work to provide for the family. Right. And I think this is changing in terms of like, hey, mijo, mija, you need to really be educated. And we don't want just a random person, giving us if we're going to a nurse's clinic, we want people who are educated, and we're on the right trajectory on this part in terms of high school. So a lot of great high schools here in Phoenix. But yeah, you can see the numbers going up, and to go from 2018.
So we're nearing, we're in the 80s now, or the high 70% rate of high school graduates?
I think, and the 70%. So yeah, it's going up.
Great. Let's see. Then we have the population enrolled. I think we kind of cover that.
Mm-hmm.
The highest percentage of the population enrolled in school, specifically in Arizona, we already said that we are 51. You said 51% of students K through 12 are already Hispanic Latino. So, it is extremely critical to, because a lot of times numbers get you excited and say, oh yes, we're becoming, our numbers are growing, but that comes with that comes responsibility, and it comes with really paying attention to education, careers, jobs, making enough money to live a comfortable life. So you're saying that in the high school arena, it's the progress is pretty good, pretty promising, correct?
That is correct. Yeah, and everyone should be pretty proud of that from where we've been. So that's definitely a positive.
I don't know if we have, so here in this slide, I believe you touch upon salaries, right? What are salary ranges if somebody has higher than high school and then higher than college, something like that? Can you address this slide, please?
Yeah, so, basically, let's see here, bachelor's degree or higher. I mean, from 2015 to 2018, the salary of the Latino community here, has really gone up. So now there's up to 171,000 that have a bachelor's degree, right? So that is the future of tomorrow. That's the future workforce, and the high school graduate. So this is more of not so much of the salary, but of just the numbers of the graduating class.
I see.
Yeah.
So it's definitely growing, and for the most part, I believe females are by far outgrowing the number of graduates, right? So it seems like males are a little bit behind, correct?
Yeah, they want to do other things, right?
Yeah. Okay. So these are great statistics about our community. Thank you for sharing this. And how about the Arizona graduation rate?
Yeah. So all ethnicities here, right? African Americans, Asian, Hispanics are right up there. 75%. We'd like to see that more in the 80s, 90s at one point, but we're not at the lowest, as you can see to some of the other ethnic backgrounds.
Right. Okay. Let's move to the arena of business now. So we've covered some data about the population, the school, the degrees, and buying power, etc. Let's, if you don't mind, if we can move to the next arena, the next area of the economic opportunity, buying power. I think you kind of touched on this one before.
Yeah, this one's pretty amazing of where we're going to be, especially on the next slide too. But the U.S. Hispanic buying power will reach 2 trillion in by a couple more years. So, businesses are growing, the population is growing, the Hispanics love to spend, and yeah, you can see where this is key to the not only the United States but to many of the states here in the U.S.
So to who pays attention to these numbers, the buying power? To whom is it important?
Well, just different companies who are selling services or products, right? They want to reach out to the Hispanic market. It's the fastest growing segment, right? So they understand the marketing and advertising to the Hispanics to sell their product or service. That's the main thing, and that's why people come to the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, even if they're non-Hispanic. They understand the trend. They understand they want to get the footprint, their foot in the door in terms of starting and cultivating these relationships, right? Because they understand that the population is just growing, and by 2030, most likely 50% of the majority and the Hispanics will not be the minority anymore in Arizona by 2030. That's what is projected to be. So you can see that these numbers are not lying. So if you're a small business or a corporate partner or a medium-sized business, you want to start working with some Hispanic consumers and consumer the Hispanic market and getting your name out there.
Right. What's on this slide, if you can cover it?
Yeah, so the slide we started off, I think it was right around $45 billion. So in another 2 years, we should be reaching $57 billion, David, of the consumer purchasing power here in Arizona. So this is kind of like a backbone to the state. 98%. We're a small business state. 98% of businesses here in Arizona are small businesses. And I believe like 56% are family-owned businesses and are minority-owned. So this is pretty powerful statistics showing where the state is going and how important the Hispanic community is here in the Valley.
So does this talk about salary? So basically the buying power in this high amounts, does that talk about that Latinos are no longer just making the minimum, that they're moving up, they're making more money? Is that basically what these numbers show?
Yeah, exactly. The businesses that the wages are going up, they're making more money, they're able to spend more money, and everyone has that entrepreneur spirit and that immigrant spirit, and where they want to open up a business. And with this, it helps just generate more income for the families and be able to spend more and have and pass it down as well.
Yeah. How does it compare the Hispanic-owned businesses with other groups?
Well, there's about 500,000 small businesses in Arizona. 125,000 of them are going to be Hispanic owned, and half of those are female owned as well.
Wow.
So yeah.
That's another thing that is highlighted a lot by the chamber, that what percentage again of small businesses are owned by women?
So at least 125,000 of them are going to be are Hispanic owned, and then 25% are female owned, but we'll go more into that, I think, on another slide.
Okay, let's do that. I think that's important.
But this one's really important too. If you go back real quick. Yeah, between 2012 and 2018, the number of U.S. Hispanic-owned firms increased 40% to 18% of all other firms. So you can see that the growth of the Hispanic-owned business is growing exponentially.
Right. And I'm going to ask you, there is a grant that we're going to be announcing in just a bit And I'm going to ask you then, but obviously COVID-19 has changed a lot of things. So we'll see how that's going to play out with businesses, and so, but we'll take care of that when we get there. Let me move to the next slide. So this is U.S. Hispanic businesses.
Yeah, so you can see about 36%, right,
Right.
are women-owned businesses, and so this is a pretty important number that the Hispanic female Latina is driving the supply chain here in
Amazing.
in the United States.
Amazing, but not surprising. Right? I mean, if women are graduating from colleges more, and you know, just the nature. I mean, women are just amazing, and they do a lot of stuff that in over they're overachievers, if you will.
Yeah, and it's a testament to our CEO and president, Monica Villalobos.
There you go.
Who is one of the most dynamic, most genuine, well-respected women entrepreneur, leader, Hispana in the country.
Right.
So it's an honor to work for her. And if anybody hasn't met her, you know, a great time to meet her is at a lot of our signature events and DATOS, where she presents.
Right. And you know, if you look at Tolleson, it's the mayor is Ana Tovar. If you go, I believe El Mirage, I don't remember the name right now, but I think it's also a woman. Then you go to Tucson, and then you go to the Valle del Sol CEO, Carmen Heredia, I think, and now Monica Villalobos at the Arizona Chamber of Commerce. I'm telling you, they are doing amazing jobs, and I think the world definitely will be a better place if women begin to take the place that they deserve. I think in running many programs, governments, entities, what have you. It is just amazing what women can do, and we really applaud and celebrate them a bit. I mean, so let's see. So let's move on to the next slide. This is what is this slideshow?
Yeah, so minority women-owned businesses have 30% fewer employees compared to male or white-owned businesses. And the average sales of a minority women-owned business are about 50 to 90% of their counterparts. So pretty interesting when it comes to gender, right? Mm-hmm. There's still kind of like that gap a little bit, right?
Right.
But you know, it's growing with you know, more graduates from college of the female, mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, the numbers are getting there, right? The numbers are getting there for the Hispanics, and but again, we're all trying to work together, Asian, Black, right? And
right.
So
I assume that with the recent developments around the issue of race, did the chamber take I guess a more broader approach, or this has been the I guess the common practice for the chamber?
No, yeah, it's been a common practice. We take we stand, for we stand up for the injustice that's happening. We have a public policy department as well. But one nice thing that I could say that Monica has done, started maybe almost a couple of years ago, is a collaboration with the other ethnic chambers of commerce, right? Mm-hmm. Black Chamber, Robin Reed, the Asian Chamber, the Native American Chamber, where we're trying to grow together, right?
Right.
Doesn't matter what color of skin. We all want to support each other. So, yeah, we're definitely have a stance, and even for the DACA report that just came out. So, yeah, a lot of interesting stances that we have, but they're all positive, right? They're all positive.
Perfect.
Supporting all ethnicities.
Great. I don't think we have covered this slide, right?
No, we haven't. Yeah, Arizona Hispanic business. In Arizona, female Hispanics firms are growing at a rate of 116% higher than the rate for all firms.
Amazing.
So this one's pretty important because you can see the growth, 116%, right? And I'm interested to see on the next DATOS, so, what the new stats are going to be at. But yeah, it's pretty powerful number here.
And talking about DATOS 2020, I assume that that's going to include data which will show the impact of COVID-19. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yes.
Good. Yeah, that'll be, I think a lot of people, me included, are going to be looking forward to that report because obviously COVID-19 has changed a lot of things. Let's move on to this slide.
Yeah, over 40% of Hispanic businesses making more than $1 million in annual revenue are immigrant-owned. So you can see that the instilled generation to generation, that immigrant mentality of starting your own business. So they're doing great, 40% right now, over $1 million that they're making here. So it's a big impact to the U.S. economy.
Now, I think I have seen a slide in the DATOS presentation. Do we know if now there are more U.S.-born Latinos than foreign-born? I believe I have seen that slide somewhere, not on this presentation, but on others that I've attended to. But I thought I heard that the U.S.-born population has exceeded now the foreign-born. But anyway, I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot. We don't have the slide right now unless you had it on the top of your mind somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have it on the top of my mind. I don't want to give the wrong stat here, but maybe I could get back to you to let the listeners know.
Yeah, if you don't mind, that'll be great. Let's move on now. This has to do, we are moving now into the special grant. You and I had a conversation yesterday, and you told me about the great news that you got a grant for small businesses. Why don't you say just a little something about it, and then we'll play a video of someone that already received a grant from that funding, if you don't mind.
Yeah. And to go over this slide that's in front of us right now real quick is that going into the grant, right? So 10 states that receive the most PPP funding relative to their unemployment claims. So you can see Arizona is receiving a lot less, right? They're ranked number 9. So Monica and our team realized that there's a study by the JP Chase Morgan Research Institute that shows that minority-owned businesses have about a 2-week float to stay alive during the pandemic. So we came out with a success grant thanks to our partners, which are APS, Raza Development Fund, US Bank, Wells Fargo, and Comerica, who have helped sponsor and donate money to the success grant to help these small businesses stay afloat, wait till the economy, be alive until the economy can reopen, or until they can get one of those loans, SBA loan, PPP loan, which can take up to 6 weeks to 2 months, right?
Wow.
And so this money that we've been helping out, it's a rolling fund of $1,000, right, to our members. And so you're going to see a testimonial video from one of our members who is just very grateful. And my role has switched a little bit to a grant specialist where we get to speak to these grantees. And the testimonials over the phone and have been just very heartwarming and emotional because they use them to help pay for their employees, right? They use it to help pay for some software bills for their studio. They need it to pay for, to keep the lights on, the rent. So this money has been a savior for many of the businesses, and we're proud to say that we've granted 67 small businesses the success grant. Great. And we just did a new survey with them, and they all are still in business. So that is great.
Let's play this video that you shared with me of someone who received a grant. So I'll play it now.
Okay.
Buenos días. En estos momentos de incertidumbre y dificultad para nuestra comunidad de pequeños negocios, Recibo con gran alegría la notificación de que Interlingual LC ha recibido de Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce el Small Business Success Grant. Este dinero que la Raza Fund, APS y US Bank han destinado para contribuir a aliviar las dificultades financieras que COVID-19 ha tenido en nuestra comunidad de pequeños negocios minoritarios. Este grant tiene dos aspectos importantes. El primero, la certeza de la solidaridad en nuestra comunidad de negocios, y el segundo, la posibilidad de sobrevivir a esta crisis que tan duramente ha impactado nuestra economía. Muchas, muchas gracias, Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
Amazing. You can tell that she appreciates very much. So briefly, Eric, I'm sure that you hear it. How hard has small businesses been hit with
So get this,
the
every
matter of the
1.07
COVID and the
seconds, a
economy and all that?
Yeah, sorry, I didn't catch the last part, but I think you just want to because can you repeat the question? I didn't hear. There was
how much are you hearing that the small businesses have been affected by the economy due to the COVID-19?
Yeah, so from what we've seen from our grantees, we've seen kind of like a 40% average loss in revenue.
Wow.
Since COVID, through the months of March through June. So it's been there's some that have been closer to 90% loss, right? But the average has been about 40% loss for majority of the Hispanic-owned businesses here. So it's been a tough situation. Here at the Chamber, we want to provide more resources for other grants that are coming out from the City of Phoenix. So we're always providing that information to our members, and then if they need help with getting loans as well, we want to put them in the right situation with other banks too.
Anything you want to add regarding this slide here?
Yeah, so we're going to be working till the end of the year to help find more donors, right?
Mm-hmm.
To donate to the Success Grant to help these small businesses. Again, they're rolling funds. So Monica is doing an incredible job of working with these big companies to try and donate to our Success Grant. So, it's just, COVID-19 is changing the way we live and work, and the small business community is being affected the most, negative economic impact. But yeah, we're here to help. We're trying. We want to do something for the community and small businesses. So that's why we came out with it, David.
Yeah, as we come to the end of our show, what would small business owners need to do to tap into, to apply for for grant money with you?
So this particular Success Grant is to our members already, right?
Okay.
Right. If someone were to come in and say, "Okay, I want a grant. I'm going to become a member," right? You had to have been a member before March 16th.
Okay.
And so there was a intake application survey form to fill out. So, but if they have any other if anybody has any questions, they can email us. You can email me at ericm@azhcc.com, and I can give you more resources of where to go, because there's always new grants coming out as well. And so there's a lot of grantees that have we've helped out too with other grants as well.
Now, I assume you have a website and a Facebook page, correct?
Yes, azhcc.com.
Okay. And that's the same for Facebook and the website?
Yes.
Okay. You also have you just launched something, another grant money that you received. Would you like me to share that image or that video or the website that you sent me?
Yeah,
so
definitely.
You can say a little something, and then we'll conclude. If you don't mind, I'm going to share my screen once again and find that place here. Here we go. Yeah, so there you go.
Yes, so we're pretty excited about this. So we've received a grant from the federal government called the CARES Act, and what's intended to do is providing resources and new pivot strategies to business owners. They're going to have an opportunity to present on their subject matter as well, so it's free marketing for them. This is not only for Arizona, but the Navajo Nation, Nevada, and Utah. And you do not have to be a member of the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce either. So if you're a minority-owned business or a normal small business, please go here and register. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, call me. But again, this is complimentary, and it's intended to help small businesses maybe pivot, to maybe reset, to think about what they need to do during COVID, maybe to go to more e-commerce, to go more online. They need a more digital marketing presence. Are they restarting? We help them with the capability statements, technical assistance. So all this will be complimentary, and it's just great. So it's going to be for about a year. It's going to be every Wednesday, and there will be a library as well that they can, if they didn't have a chance to attend the webinar, they can go check it out. And we plan to have it in Spanish and in English. So again, it is free. It's a simple 45-second application on the website. That I think you had the website up there. But again, if anybody wants more questions, they can call me 602-294-6090, and I can be more than happy to talk more in depth about that CARES Act grant that we received to help out small business owners.
Eric, I believe you have shared great information, lots of it, very, very important information. I think we have seen, we have taken an X-ray of the Hispanic Latino community in terms of population, purchasing power, businesses, how they're being hit by COVID, the help available, the resources with the chamber. Can you repeat again the names of the website and the Facebook page?
Well, yeah, for our social media, with Instagram, Facebook, just type in Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and they will pop up. Our website is www.azhcc.com, and we have a COVID-19 resource page as well, and there'll be more information on there too. If you want to email us at the chamber, it's info@azhcc.com. And if anybody wants to get a hold of me and speak French, or talk about football or anything to help their business grow, my email is Eric, ERICM, as in Macintosh, @azhcc.com.
Okay, so Alex is saying thank you, Eric, for sharing resources, and he actually also added the website, www.azhcc.com. Eric, I want to thank you very much for getting up early to join me for this show. Very, very good information. We really trust that the public, those join, we have still 10 folks that join live right now, and I'm sure many will watch the video later on. Eric Mcintosh with the Arizona Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, thank you so very much, and have a great rest of your day.
You as well. Thank you. Honored to be here.
Thank you. Thank you. And thank you for joining today. We will continue addressing these important topics. Stay with us for the next one. We will be devoting several shows to voter education, voter engagement. So thank you for joining, and stay safe. And see you next time.
Arizona Hispanic Connection.